Hi, MusCle420 here again. Call me muscleytg, MusCle420, doesn't matter. Still the same guy, still the same channel. Anyway, so I am here to talk about my Nightblade tank build. So, for the Nightblade tank build, what I'd like to do is, first I'd like to just discuss the skills, because to be honest, the gear has not changed. The only thing that would change with the Nightblade tank build, for the most part, would be dropping Alkosh for Plague Doctor, and the reason why is because of the health. But right now we're not doing that. Right now we are running 36k health. With the Warden, you get up to almost 40k. We are using Sugar Skulls again to just get that up there, but let's go into the skills first, because the skills was the most important. As I said, for my tanks, I run pretty much the same type of gear for every trial, because I main tank. The only exception would be for certain areas like Kind's Aegis, where you would need Plague Doctor instead of Alkosh, just for survivability purposes alone. But anyway, so the skills, let's go into skills again. Very similar again, we have Heroic Slash. Heroic Slash is good spammable. And it also gives you minor heroism, giving you one ultimate every 1.5 seconds. Also, minor maim, reducing damage done by 15% for 12 seconds to anything that's hit with it. Now, this is where it gets interesting. So we have a class ability called Lotus Fan. Flash through the shadows and ambush an enemy, dealing 2,000 magic damage. Blah blah blah, whatever. After teleporting, you unleash a fan of knives, dealing an additional 3,180 magic damage over 10 seconds to the target nearby enemies. That's kind of nice, you know, a little extra DPS. Also, the biggest and coolest part about this is all enemies hit are afflicted with minor vulnerability for 10 seconds, increasing their damage taken by 8%. Really nice. You can free up a slot with your wardens, your warden healers, just by running this ability alone. Also, this kind of negates the infallible Aether setup as well. So if you're running Nightblade tank, I definitely recommend to use this gap closer. It's a very nice one, and it does a hell of a lot of group utility there. Okay, so we got that out of the way. Moving on, Pierce Armor. Now, I may actually take Ransack again. Pierce Armor is nice, but I did morph this to do some dungeons, because I noticed that Elemental Drain is usually not really a thing in 4-man content. But I would definitely suggest running Ransack instead of Pierce Armor. Ransack does give you that minor protection. So it's a really nice ability to run. I would definitely do it instead of Pierce Armor. Pierce Armor for certain situations, Ransack for others. Just depends on what your group is and what's going on. Mirage. Mirage is nice. Mirage does the same thing as Bound Aegis does for a Sork. It increases physical and spell resistance by 1320 for 26 seconds. And you also get major evasion. And minor resolve, reducing damage from area attacks by 25%. So super good. I definitely recommend running it, especially in a trial like Kind's Aegis, where the infusers will drop those little pools, and it's just terrible. So yeah, run that. Dark Cloak. So Dark Cloak is nice. It gives you the minor protection that you would get from Ransack. It also gives you a nice heal. When you cast one of these abilities, which is great, you cast one of these abilities, you get... let me just take a look here. You get your majors. So you get major physical and spell resistance. And it's also increased by 25% for each piece of heavy armor equipped. So it's really nice. It's a good tank ability to run. Definitely would recommend Dark Cloak. Dark Cloak is pretty much your heal. So let's do... I'll show you just like kind of how this works. Now, so this is I'm using balance right now. Let's get our health way down. Now, Dark Cloak is going to be really nice, right? So let's just do it. Watch how fast it heals you. That's actually like super fast. And then you get your majors. So honestly, Dark Cloak is the way to go on the Nightblade for your heals. You could use Swallow for an oh shit heal, but I choose Dark Cloak. So anyway, front bar ultimate is going to be Aggressive Warhorn. Every 10 seconds. I can't stress this enough. This needs to be up every 10 seconds. if you need to, have a Sork DPS run it. I said that in the last couple of videos, I'll keep saying it. Sork can run Warhorn and it's fine. Back bar, we have our Inner Rage, which is our range taunt. Super nice. Definitely use it. Take advantage of the Undaunted. Blockade of Frost. That's right, we're using a Frost Staff again. We are not using a Lightning Staff. Frost Staff is good for the block mitigation. It's just a really good tank setup. I would definitely recommend Frost Staffs on every tank you have. Don't use Lightning Staffs unless you have heavy stamina composition. And most groups nowadays, for this particular patch in general, are not using stamina. They are using Magicka. Purge. Please morph that to Efficient. I have not, but I would recommend to morph Purge to Efficient Purge, just reducing the cost. Balance, really nice ability. Gives you your mages as well. We don't use it for the mages though, we use it for the Magicka recovery. And then a Silver Leash for our crowd control. Getting those enemies into the DPS's dots, super important. Barrier, we're going to morph that. When we do morph it, we're going to morph it to the ultimate generating barrier. Just because having the ultimate generation there for your barrier is going to help out getting that Warhorn up faster. Let's go to, let's not do champion just yet. Let's go to passives. So the passives here, so there's other abilities you can run, right? Because you're this is a flex slot, your balance, and your purge is also a flex slot. What you could run is Merciless Resolve. Merciless Resolve does. Let's see. There it is. Reducing your damage taken by 2% with every light or heavy attack up to 5 times. So you can actually get a 10% damage reduction with Merciless Resolve as it's up. Just don't cast a Spectral Bow. Spectral Bow will heal you, but just don't do it. The Spectral Bow, you just use Merciless Resolve for the damage reduction, and it's super good. Weapon and spell damage for 10% while you're sneaking or invisible. Who cares? Enemy dies within 2 seconds of being damaged by one of your assassin abilities. You restore Magicka or stamina, whichever is higher. In this case, for a tank, it would be stamina. So what you do is you hit your Lotus Fan, and the enemies die, and then you get stamina back. So it's really nice. Pressure points. Weapon and spell critical ratings by 438 for each assassin ability slotted. Who cares? No one cares about that, to be honest. But yeah, anyway. This does help actually with Dark Cloak. But again, no one cares. Hemorrhage. Increase your critical damage by 10%. Dealing critical damage grants you and your group minor savagery. So this is good for stamina comps. Not so good for Magicka comps. That's kind of the reason why Magicka Nightblades and Stamina Nightblades were good in groups because they provided that buff. This patch hasn't really been a thing. It's kind of a misnomer. Shadow. So Dark Cloak is super nice. Dark Cloak does that huge heal for you. Refreshing Path is another big heal ability you could use if you wanted to. Gives you your expedition as well. It's good for a flex here. And then we have our majors we get when we cast an ability. Each shadow ability slotted gives you max health by 3%, which is good. And then Dark Veil increases the duration of your non-invisibility based shadow abilities by 2 seconds. Refreshing Shadow increases your health, stamina, and magic recovery by 15%. So super nice, good passive to have. Siphoning. Siphoning has your funnel health, your leeching strikes, your sap essence. So Catalyst, after drinking a potion you gain 20 ultimate, you definitely want that, that's a good one. Magicka Flood increases your max magic by 8% while a siphoning ability is slotted. This is kind of a tricky one. Yes, you kind of want that, and no, you kind of don't want that, because that could actually make it so your magic is higher than your stamina, and you don't want that. Soul Siphoner increases your healing done by 3% for each siphoning ability slotted. Current bonus 0. Because honestly, I don't see a point in having really any of these slotted. Transfer. Casting a siphoning ability generates 2 ultimate. That's a good ability, but at the same time, we already have our ultimate generation through potions and other means because we're a Nord. So, kind of, again, a misnomer. One-handed shield. So we're morphing defensive posture. We're going to have that absorb missile eventually. Pierce armor, that can be ransacked. That should be ransacked actually on a Nightblade. I just ran something different. And then really one of the most important soaring board abilities here is the movement speed. And they're all really important, but you want 50 so you have that movement speed up to 2. Bow is cool. I do run a bow sometimes on my my tank blade, but you know, that's me. As far as destruction staff goes, I would definitely have that fully leveled up. You definitely want as many passes as you possibly want to take. I don't really know why I have this, but it does help with the magic recovery if you you know, kill something with a destruction, like let's say someone like a ad dies to your blockade, I guess. Yeah, that could definitely be nice. So heavy armor, take all the passives. Fighters Guild, Silver Leash, Circular Protection, Barb Trap you don't necessarily need, and then you want Slayer, yeah, I guess, and Banish the Wicked definitely for the ultimate regeneration. Mages Guild, all passives. I definitely, you know, level it straight up if you can. You can also buy it in the Crown Store, it's fine. Take all the passives. Psijic Order, Clairvoyance, and Concentrated Barrier are the 2 ones that you want, but again, doesn't matter. On a Nightblade, I don't really care about the Psijic too much. Undaunted, get it up to 10. Morph Blood Altar. I'm really talking to myself here. I need a Morph Blood Altar. Get Orb to a Healing Orb, and then Undaunted Command and Undaunted Metal, yes. Assault, you want Rapids, Echoing, Vigor, and Aggressive Warhorn, and then support, you want Guard, Purge, and Barrier. You want them all to be morphed. I don't have them morphed because I just turned this guy into a tank. And then you want to be a Nord. I'm a Nord on all my tanks, and let me tell you, it's beautiful. So the Nord skills, Resist Frost and max health by 1,000. Stalwart, increase stamina by 1,500, and you also, when you take damage, you gain 5 ultimate. This effect can occur once every 10 seconds. Super good. And then Rugged, you get a bazillion physical and spell resistance, so it's so nice, so nice. Alchemy, get it all the way up to 50, and then take your medicinal use. Also, if you feel like being a crafter, you know, do that. And then champion points, let's go to Green Tree first here. We got 37 Warlord for 15% reduction of cost of break free. We have Sprinter, reduces the cost of sprint by 10%. Bashing Focus reduces cost of bash by 18%. This is good for if you are having sustain issues with certain things like VMAL and other tanking areas that can be hard on stamina. We are doing a Magicka Recovery build, so we do have 13% Arcanist there for Magicka Recovery, and then in this tree here we have 20% cost reduction of roll dodge with tumbling, and then we have 66 Shadow War, which gives us a 22% reduction of cost of block. Super nice. Blessed is 100 as usual. Elfborn is 81. This helps out with our healing ability like Dark Cloak. And then over here in the Stam tree we have 8 Thaumaturge for Lotus Fan damage. Precise Strikes, just in case we're running Vigor, we have 81 into Precise Strikes. Ironclad is 81, Spell Shield is 1, Thick Skin is 66, Hardy is 43, Elemental Defender is 64, and then we have 15 into Quick Recovery. So again, if you want to see those champion points, just go on back and pause the video as I'm going through them. You should see them rather nicely. You don't have to have them the same way. The red tree does change quite frequently with whatever content you're doing, so I would definitely recommend adjusting that to the content that you are doing. Let's go to the character sheet. So the character sheet here, we are running the Moon Sugar, the Witch Sugar Skulls, yeah, Moon Sugar, 2 minutes left on it, but it does give you 4k extra health and about 3.5k max stam and magicka with some health recovery, about 400 health recovery to be honest. Running the Atronach Mundus gives you 291 magicka recovery, 45 into health, 10 stamina, and 9 into magicka, gives us 17k max magicka, 36.5k health, 21k stamina. We have 1722 mag recovery, 1287 health recovery, and our resistances are at about 30k when we're fully buffed here. So the Nightblade Tank is actually probably the most squishy tank I have because of the way I'm running it. I can go ahead and show you the jewelry setups here. So my jewelry, we are running 2 infused with magicka recovery, and then we're running 1 harmony with a potion cooldown. You can go ahead and switch these out as needed. You can have more magicka recovery if you really want it. I'm just re-upping my food before it runs out. We're running tri-stat potions. You can run health recovery potions if you want. I run the tri-stat just because. Let me see here. We also have the crown tripods. Those are actually really nice. They're just like the crafted ones. So yeah, we're running Essence of Health, which gives you all 3. And then we have a bunch of trash pots on us. But gear is Alkosh, front bar, infused, weakening, sword, sturdy shield. You can run a well-fitted if you need it. Ice Staff of Alkosh infused with a Crusher. Crusher does proc 4 times on the first target it hits, so just keep that in mind. You'll need to reapply it after the 4th proc. Engine Guardian on the head and shoulders for your monster set, and then we're running Perfected Yalnakrin body, all gold. You can pick and mix and match and whatever you need to do to make sure that your resistances are the way they should be. But honestly, all you need is about 25 to 30k resistances. Anything higher than that is typically a waste. And you can kind of mix around things to, you can use like DPS monster sets if you really need to. If you don't have issues with sustain, you don't need to use Engine Guardian. I use Engine Guardian just because I prefer to not have to worry about sustain when I'm tanking. I just want to be able to hold the target, debuff the target, and buff the group, and not have to worry about my own sustain and things like that. That's kind of the reason why I run that. Anyway, so this was my Nightblade Tank. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. I do appreciate any feedback that you do have. If you have anything to add to this build, anything at all, go ahead and let me know as well in the comments. I'm open to any suggestions that you have, because this is pretty much my least run tank, even though I love it. It's just, it's not strong enough for Kind's A just yet. I do need to do that. But, yeah, anyway. I do appreciate your support here and watching these videos, and honestly, I really hope that you stick around for the next one, because the next build video is going to be yet another tank. Anyway, take it easy, guys, and take care. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.